Hello, everyone, and welcome back once more. Now we're going to explore unity consciousness, aren't we, Wendy, on this one, because there are some misunderstandings around that.
Well, I'm really looking forward to this one because you said to me earlier, I'd love to record, an interview on unity consciousness versus the hive mind. Now, I don't, it's not a term that I use an awful lot. I quite like the idea of a hive mind. For me, a hive mind is where we come together with ideas and we create a buzz. And so for me, it feels very positive. But then I was going to call, funny enough, one of my programs, the hive mind. And people then sort of said to me, "Oh, but doesn't that just mean that everyone's going to end up thinking the same?" And I thought, "Oh no, that's not what I meant at all." So let's unpack it, Sarah.
I mean, what you meant was like a beehive all working cooperatively together.
That's it.
The term hive mind is really, there are, I suppose the best way, if you're a Star Trek fan, and I'm sure there's a few Star Trek fans out there, you'll have tripped across the Borg. The Borg is hive mind. And for those of you who aren't Star Trek, it's basically where individuality gets assimilated into a central control hub.
Ah,
So effectively, I mean, it's to a degree, those of you who are aware of everything that's going on in the world around us in this kind of digitalization and trying to get us all hooked up to technology and, hybridized with AI and all sorts of things like that, that's an attempt to get us into hive mind, so that we're all hooked in at some level or another to a central control function, which then tells us what to think, how to behave, etc., etc.
okay.
So we're
Definitely not
all,
what I wanted.
yeah, we're all little soldiers, well-programmed little soldiers under the control of the empire.
Okay.
So it is not benign. If you value individuality at any level, it's not benign. But when we talk about unity consciousness, we're talking about something very different. People sometimes mistake unity consciousness for us all moving into this where we all think the same things, we all hold the same beliefs, etc., etc. Unity consciousness isn't about that. It's unity in diversity. So it means that we're all unique facets of a whole. I think we might have touched on this before. We're all unique facets of a whole, and we bring that uniqueness. We bring our own, unique skill sets, our insights, our understandings, our viewpoints. We bring it all into the service of the community, the service of the whole. And we find ways to put it together, to work together, to be together, to enable it to make us all more, not all less. We all work together to become more than the sum of the parts, as it were. Whereas with hive mind, it's about contraction.
Mm. Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, that's fascinating. And so, why do you think that people get confused then?
Because we're taught to be confused about this. I mean, what do religions and things like this say? I mean, we all need to sort of go and become one with the creator. We all need to go and merge into source and lose ourselves in source and things like this. I mean, religion is, it's a control grid, basically, which has been built by the various intruder races, and different ones sit behind different religions and things like that, but they're control mechanisms to basically brainwash, mind control people, and control behaviors, and make people obedient, and then it sort of says, and your reward for doing this is that you're going to become part of the greater being that sits above you all, who's
And
there,
we are that
puppet
being.
master pulling the strings, and we accept. I mean, we've been taught to accept that. We've been absolutely brainwashed and conditioned that, various people I talk to who think that's ascension. Once you've merged yourself in with, let's call it God, use whatever word works for you, but once we've merged into it, we've lost ourselves in God. That's ascension. It's not. It's that's false ascension. You've lost yourself, full stop. True ascension is about being a unique individual co-creator with source, not assimilated, gobbled up by source.
This feels really important because, you know, I guess when we're asleep or we are being a bit lazy or maybe we are afraid, but we, you know, because there's a very tribal kind of sense, isn't there, that if we don't follow the tribe, you know, we will literally, you know, be eaten alive in the desert, you know, or whatever it is. There's
but the tribe would assign different roles to people depending upon their skill sets. You know, not everyone was designed, you know, was skillful at being a hunter or at being a shaman or whatever it might be. And so the tribe would actually thrive on the differences and find ways to bring those differences into a way that served the whole and helped the whole community thrive. That's very different. Again, it's very different to hive mind. Now, the tribe does demand, there is an element the tribe does demand that actually, you know, the tribe has an ethos and a value system and a set of rules, and you do have to adhere to those or you're out the tribe, sort of thing. So it's, I suppose it's a system that sits a little way between the two.
Yeah, I love this, Sarah. I mean, it's not about becoming the homogenous mass. It's about a unique individual co-creating, sharing their unique gifts and abilities with the whole. Now, my view on this is always quite simple, which is that your gifts should feel really good to share. I think particularly with women, we tend to get hoodwinked into, hang on a minute, I don't want to be giving, and you know, this is something that's going to have me just adding more to my to-do list. Whereas actually, if we can become more individualized and say, well, actually, I love to do that. Happen to be good at it. I'm not so good at that, and it really exhausts me to give in that way. I think it's really important that we give in a way that feels good to us and that fills us up, because I think there's no mistake in the fact that what we give from that place is actually, I think, part of our purpose and passion and mission. And it's supposed to feel good, like in helping others in those ways that feel good. We're actually helping ourselves, we're actually ascending ourselves.
That's absolutely spot on. And that is what our current societal structure doesn't really support, because it doesn't value you for your unique gifts. It values you for your ability to earn money for the state. And if your unique gifts don't earn money for the state, then you're downgraded. And so our whole societal structure needs to change. And this is what the New Earth is about, is trying to re-envisage something from the ground up that is totally different to where we are now, where you giving your gifts has a value to it, to the community as a whole, and you are rewarded accordingly. Not by some, you know, obscure set of rules that benefits only a few, not the many.
It really is. I mean, it's a groundbreaking way of thinking. It's a groundbreaking way of being in society. If we could only trust that what feels good to us, what feels like a yes, is sacred, you know, and it
is sacred. It is sacred.
narrative.
Yeah, you've actually hit the nail on the head there. It is sacred, but we've been taken away from that understanding.
Oh, beautiful. I'm so pleased we did explore this, Sarah. It's very clear to me now why we need to know the difference between unity consciousness and hive mind. I've made a little note here to perhaps talk about, have a conversation one day about the new earth. So, you know, let us know in the comments below if that's something that you would love us to unpack. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.